Voters getting their first chance to cast their ballot for the general election today as early voting brought many to the polls. In just a few hours, nearly 1,500 Travis County voters had voted. KXAN's political reporter Josh Hinkle traced some of the major races for us, and he's hoping to get a jump before Election Day. Josh?
Yeah, Robert, after today, you only have 14 days. That's 2 weeks exactly before the official Election Day. And each time we have a race for governor, it looks like more voters are striking early in hopes of making their decision count.
Ladies and gentlemen, the governor, my husband, Rick Perry.
The First Lady of Texas introduced the man Republicans at this rally in South Austin hope will soon return to office for what could be his third four-year term as governor.
How do you feel going into early voting today?
Great. I voted right.
Early voting marks the last leg of the race for Rick Perry, and if you look at voter turnout in the March primary, his party definitely had more people casting their ballots. Nearly 1.5 million Republicans compared to just under 681,000 Democrats. As Perry set his early voting example, Bill White did the same in Houston, also telling the crowd he doesn't even vote straight Democrat. He said, "I usually tend to go through office by office and position by position." His campaign hopes voters will evaluate him that way as well, not just based on his party. And in the end, those early evaluations could matter most. A study just released today by the ACC Center for Public Policy and Political Studies shows early voting has been gaining momentum and importance in the last three Texas gubernatorial races, from 28.1% of the total vote in 1998 to 39.3% in 2006. So candidates are really going to push people to continue to vote early this season in the last few weeks ahead. And coming up at 6, we'll take a look at 3 of the hottest, most contested races in this area you'll really want to consider when you hit the polls. And plus, you can find your poll site by checking out KXAN.com and searching for the early voting section on our homepage at KXAN.com. In the studio, Josh Hinkle, KXAN Austin News.
Thanks so much, Josh. Well, political races here and all across the country are getting really ugly as we get closer to the midterm elections.
Tea Party Americans, you're winning.
Sarah Palin campaigned today in Nevada for Sharon Angle. The Tea Party are trying to unseat Senate Leader Harry Reid. Some races are really getting personal. After a debate last night, Tea Party Republican Paul Rand refused to shake the hand of his Democratic opponent, Jack Conway.
You know, you see it on cable, you see it in talk radio, you see it everywhere, but people just feel I would say as far as like a hatred for the other side.
And in federal court today, Virginia's Tea Party-backed Attorney General argued that Obama health care reform is unconstitutional for requiring all Americans to buy insurance. A new vote on health care could be ahead if voters already casting ballots give Republicans a House majority.